So in the Qigong practice, which is very similar to Bon Buddhism, there's the elements, and the elements are in our bodies. Hi. And our bodies are part of the elements, right? We are literally made of stardust. And in the Qigong practice, the three treasures, as you guys know, are the earth, the human, and the heavens. So the sun, the moon, and the stars, from which we draw all of our energy, and the earth as well. We draw energy from the earth, and the earth sustains and holds us. And you guys have heard me say this, that one of the greatest superpowers is photosynthesis, right? Truly it is. So we practice that in Qigong. We're harnessing energy and drawing it into us. And it's a healing art. So the 5 elements, which are associated with the different organs of the body, are fire, which is the heart, water, which is the kidneys, earth, which is the spleen, wood, which is the liver, and metal, which is the lungs. And they're also each kind of associated with different emotional qualities too. Okay, we'll just see what arises as we practice. And we, as you guys know, like when we've done the microcosmic orbit, you notice where you're carrying different things in the dantians and within the organs, in the meridians, right? So just notice and attend. Yeah. So we'll do a short little sit. We'll come back to, have you guys been doing microcosmic orbit? Anybody on your own? Kim, a little bit. Mikkel, yeah. Mikkel, you know microcosmic orbit? Cool. All right, let's do a little, do you guys want me to guide it, or do you feel like you can do it on your own? I'll guide it. Rhonda's like, no.
Yeah, guide it.
All right, we'll do a couple of rounds, yeah, and then we'll do a nice shake to discharge lots of energy. All right, so find your seated mountain, okay, whether you're seated cross-legged or on a chair. If you are on a chair, find that your feet are parallel, hip width apart, and the spine is rising up into the sky. And I'm just going to ask my teenager to close her door. Juliet, I am offering practice, sweetheart. Do you mind being more quiet? All right, from your seated mountain, broaden the collarbones, lift up your sternum. Earthly doors are closed, right? So draw the pelvic floor up. The heavenly gate is open. That's the crown of the skull. And you can press the tongue against the roof of the mouth. That's known as the magpie bridge. I'll tell you guys about that at another time. And we'll utilize the pure yan mudra. So thumb, pinky, and middle finger come together. And we'll start at the lower dantian, which is associated with the earth and the root dantian, okay? The root of us. So before we begin, just take a regular inhale and exhale. And on the next inhalation, begin to draw light and energy right to where your hands are. And gently hold it. And then exhale. And again, inhale. Gently hold it. And then exhale, it's like fanning that flame. And one more. Inhale. Gently hold it. And exhale. You might start to feel heat building up in your hands, but also moving into the root of you. And then take another inhale. And on the exhale, send this light and energy skipping up over each vertebrae, over the top of your skull, right to your forehead. And then you can bring your hands up as well, right? So it's like we're cupping and funneling this light and energy. So inhale, gently hold it. And exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. And one more. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, slowly bring your hands to in front of the middle dantian, which is the heart and the human, as we cup and contain that light. And then exhale. Feel this light nourishing your heart. And again, inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale back to the root dantian. Gently hold it. And exhale, perhaps this light flows into your hips and thighs, over your kneecaps and under your kneecaps, and all the way through your feet into the earth. And again, inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then another inhale. And then exhale, send the light and energy over your spine up to the upper dantian, which is associated with the heavens and the spirit, Shen. So inhale, drawing light and energy, containing it. And then exhale. Flowing into your mind, maybe even the spaces between your brain and your skull. Inhaling. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale slowly, slowly to the heart. Exhale, nourishing your heart, the human. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, come back down to the root dantian. And what I'm going to ask you guys to do for the next 3 breaths, right? After having orbited yourself and perhaps the cosmos, is attend to whatever dantian you feel needs more of your attention. I'm going to go up to the upper dantian. And be there for 3 breaths. So it's inhale, hold, and exhale for about the same rhythm, okay? And then after the 3rd breath, just bring the hands back down to the lower dantian. And just peel the fingertips away from each other. Turn the palms to face the heavens. And then down to face the earth. Feel the energy of the earth rising up to meet your hands. And then bring your hands to the human. And see if you can just kind of, it's almost like your hands are like an X-ray. Yeah, you can notice muscle, tissue, and bone, different densities, even vibration. Yeah. And then if you're seated cross-legged, you can extend your legs long and run your hands on the outside and then inside. And before we stand, if anybody has any questions, throw them at me. Yeah, anybody notice? Yeah, Kimberly.
I have a question. It's somewhat related to the orbit, but also related to the elements practice you were talking about us moving into. Would this be a good time for that question?
Sure.
So like I know we go through like your lungs and your kidneys and your liver, like all those areas. Is there a reason why in the Qigong practice they always seem to leave out kind of like the digestive parts, like your stomach and intestinal part down the central part? Like, is there a reason they leave those out?
Well, they don't leave them out. There's just different practices that attend to those.
Cool.
Right now, we're working with the 5 major elements, the elements. Also, remember that a lot of these practices are working specifically with this central channel. So in yoga, Buddhism, there's the central channel. In Qigong, it's the spiritual needle, which is also basically the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve, as you guys know or may not know, is the largest nerve in the body that extends from the base of the brain up into the facial muscles and down to every major organ, which is the heart, lungs, down into the spleen and the liver and even into the intestines and the digestive system for sure, which is why when we're working with trauma or intense stress, we may not feel like eating, or we may want to vomit. I've definitely had that experience, right? So what we're doing is toning the vagus nerve through all of these practices. That's the neuroscience of it, right? Then there's the ancient wisdom of it, which is through these practices, we're also coming into deeper wisdom of understanding reality. Cool? It's just that. Let's come and stand and do a little discharge practice. I'm gonna back you guys up a little bit. And seriously, every time I do this, I feel like I'm holding all of you. I am. If you can, ideally practice barefoot. I remember last week we were working, or I was working with this idea of being a white Tara, having eyes in your palms and your feet and your third eye. You can read your environment with your body, which we all do, and that's also known as neuroception. Let me move all my things out of the way. Oh, puppy cat, she's scratching my yoga mat. Go. Okay, can you guys see me? So we're gonna start off in our mountain. All right. So feet are together or hip width apart, depending upon the shape of your feet, yeah, and your body. And what I'm doing is lifting up my lower ribs, smoothing down my lower back. So I'm attending to the natural curve of my spine, but I'm not overarching my back, my lower back, or being like this. So you can even roll your shoulders back a little bit. I know a lot of us spend a lot of time at the computer, right? So roll the shoulders back, lift up the lower ribs. You can even take your hands to your ribs and lift them up off your hips. Get some length in the side body. And you can have your hands in the Taiji Mudra. Traditionally, if you identify as female, the left hand, if you identify as female right now in this moment even, the left hand is over the right. Hands come together at the thumb webbing. And then Qigong mountain is a little bit different than yoga mountain in that there's a grip in the toes, right? So notice, like, don't grip, notice the difference, and then grip. And what that does is it causes the arches of the feet to pop up. That's known as the bubbling well, or Padabandha in yoga land. So see if you can, as we inhale and exhale, bring your awareness to the shape of that arch of the right foot, and then the left, right? They might be different, most likely they are. Like, find that negative space. And then, what happens if you make the right arch and the left arch into one arch? And the earthly doors are closed, heavenly gate is open. As we inhale and exhale. Oh, and here's another thing. If you're clenching your butt, and I know some of you were, because I was, don't. And then notice that that'll let the spine lengthen upward even more. Funny, huh? And then from here, inhale, release the mudra. Notice the quality of air on your right hand and your left. And we're actually going to start by making fists. So inhale, make fists. And then exhale, release. Pressing the palmar fascia outward. And again, inhale, make this. Exhale, release. It's like you're unfurling yourself. And one more. Inhale. And exhale. And you may notice that when you press your palms outward, you feel this all the way into your chest. Yeah. And then step one foot to the right. And before you do that, I'm going to scooch myself over a bit because I know I'm about to hit that thing. My teacher said to me once, the entire practice can be in that one movement. So step one foot to the right. And then inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, extend your fingers into the sky and taste it with your fingers. Stretch the left hand into the sky and the right hand into the sky. And then maybe allow the sky to flow down into you through every joint in your fingers and your wrists, elbows, shoulders, collarbone, sternum, your ribs and your spine, your hips. Allow the sky to flow into your hip joints. Perhaps you can even feel it running over the head of the femur of your right thigh and your left. And then down your knees into your feet and lift your hands up so much, maybe your heels come up off the ground. And you're like this giant antenna connecting the heavens and the earth. And the heavens can flow down through you, and the earth can flow up through you. You are one of the treasures. And then from here, turn the palms upward, slight bend in the elbows. Just begin to bend down, keeping the upper body up as much as possible. Maybe the heels are still up off the ground. And then inhale, jump up, aha, and release. And just begin to shake, discharge. I mean, how amazing could it be to discharge like 4 years? We'd have to do like a 24-hour shake. And again, you can utilize the sound, moving energy through your body. Sound does move energy. Sound also creates form. Yeah, you guys ever checked out cymatics? It's pretty amazing. And we're going to methodically go through our bodies, discharging all the stuff, right? Disorganizing, and then we'll reorganize through form. Take your fingertips, gently tap on the top of the skull, right? And you can notice where, I love doing this, it's where the fontanelle comes together and it's delicate, right? All those bones that shifted and moved so you could be born. How amazing. Tapping the skull, the top of the skull, sides of the skull. Running your hands through your hair. If you don't have hair, remember what it was like to have hair. If you do have hair, imagine what it's like to not have hair. And then we're going to cup the palms and do the forehead and the occiput at the same time. And the sides of the head. Okay, and ideally you want to do this in the same rhythm, right? So we're restoring rhythm as well. right? Music is such a great way for restoring rhythm, for re-regulating. And then run your hands down the side of your throat. Attend to your lymph nodes. Take the pointer finger and the middle finger, have them together. These are sword fingers, by the way. And then you can just clear the sinuses. Maybe notice which one is different. My left side feels totally different. Run your hands into the eye sockets. And I don't know about you guys, but my eyes have been bugging out with all the screen time. So what I'm going to do is take my hands, I'm getting low so you can see me. I'm going to take the heels of my hands, press them gently into my eyes, let my head come forward. That already feels really nice. And then I'm going to rotate my eyes clockwise and then counterclockwise about 8 times. And you may, so what happens when I do that is I start to feel fluid draining down all into the eustachian tube. And you can then take your earlobes, gently pull one down and the other one down, and notice what happens. And if nothing happens, notice that. What happens for me is I'm draining the eustachian tube, kind of rebalancing everything, yeah? And then, and babies do that, by the way, when they're teething, self-soothing. You can take the heels of the hands, press them against the ears, and then pull away. Do that about 8 times. It's kind of hard for me with my earbuds, but. And again, notice what happens, yeah? And then we're cupping the chest. This will help to clear any chest congestion. It's also nice to make sound. Both hands. Puttering the lips, I do that a lot because it releases the muscles in the jaw. Some of you guys may be waking up with tight jaws, clenching your teeth. Then come down one leg, and the other leg. The SI joint and the backs of your legs. Right? I mean, for me, it's like, oh, right, this is my body. Hello, body. The thing that it lets me experience life. Everything you experience is because you have a body. How amazing. Jumping up and down is fun. You can release the fingers and the wrists, like trying to get water off your hands. Throwing down what you no longer need, what no longer serves you. Yeah. Fanning the heart. Really letting the wrists release. And then before we heat up our kidneys, we'll do one of my favorite things. Even thinking about it makes me laugh. I'm going to drop my head back and release the muscles of my tongue that move into my chest. Make it big, make it small, whatever works for you, right? But release. Stomp your feet around. Open the shoulders, one shoulder, other shoulder. Rotate them. Yeah. Right, when we're doing this, notice what happens if you keep your feet planted, you don't actually pick up your heels, and it kind of gets stuck, right? That rotation. And you pick up the heel, and it kind of moves up even throughout the crown of the skull. The natural spiraling energy that is everywhere. It's your DNA. It's the shape that our solar system makes as we spiral through the galaxy. And then hips. Oh, that one is tight. All right, go one way. Other way. Right? Do you still have the sky in your hips? Other one. And then we'll do kidneys, and then we'll just do a little freestyle for a minute before we go into form. So take your hands. So the fire of the heart is in the palms. We're going to make fire, rubbing the hands together. And then inhale, bring your hands to your kidneys, lift the chest, exhale into your palms. The fire of the heart heats the water of the kidneys. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale. And again, you may notice one kidney feels different than the other, different color, not unusual to experience that. So next minute, just kind of freestyle, move, notice. You can do a forward fold. If you do a forward fold, let your head go. Yes, no. Literally, let your head go. And then just bring it, bring it to about 50%. $25%. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just stop and notice. Scan your body, look within. Notice vibration, movement. Perhaps even the molecules of air in the room that we are about to move. Yeah. I keep wanting to do teacup. I think we're going to have to do a little teacup before we go into fire and water. So teacup is fun. And fun is good. So let's step out to our horse stance. So again, a horse stance can be super deep or a little more shallow, yeah, depending upon whatever's going on with you right now. Feet ideally are parallel, and I'm about, hello puppy cat, 3 feet, 3.5 feet wide, so a meter, yeah. The upper body is up. Hands are going to be right here at the lower dantian. So there's kind of, I'm making a little bit of a triangle. Yeah, that's it, Heather. And I'm not touching my hands together. They're just right here. Like I could do that and start to kind of move chi through me, right? But you're not touching your body yet. We'll start with a little teacup and then we'll move into fire and water. So watch me first and then we're going to do it all together. So I'm going to take my right hand. My fingertips are going to pass through the belt meridian. That's where the kidneys are, right? And I can feel that. It's almost like tickling yourself without actually touching yourself. It's fascinating. And I'm going to turn my palm up and around. And the reason it's called teacup, it's like you're holding a teacup in your palm. Okay, so later on when you're practicing, I would definitely practice this with an orange or a plastic teacup, or if you're feeling very confident, porcelain teacup, right? So inhale, exhale. There you go. And again, inhale, exhale. So we're working with shoulder rotation. Nice, Mary. Relax your palm just a little bit more, Mary. Yeah. And now let's do the other hand. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's do both. Inhale. Exhale. Right? Nice. Movement and breath. Yeah, move with me. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful, you guys. I remember once I was in Jackson Hole practicing, and the sun was rising on my left side, and the moon was setting on my right, and I had the sun in one hand and the moon in the other. Hold them in your palms. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. Let's do a couple more. That's it, Kim. Now notice what happens if you go a little bit faster. And pause. I start to build up a lot of heat when I do that. And it's all this energy is like, yeah? Let's try going the other way. Right, so the fingertips pass through the belt meridian, they turn out and around, and I still got my teacup in my palm, and then I come back. Nice, Mikkel. Yeah, so this is like some serious matrix movement, right? We're harnessing. So as I've mentioned before, pause here. It's really cool if you close your eyes. So I'll call it out 3 times. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes, and then we're going to move into fire and water. Okay. Horse stance, earthly doors, heavenly gate. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. And then let's go the other way. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And pause. Now notice what happens when you go like this. Moving energy. Yeah. Maybe come down your legs. Over the arm. That's teacup. Fun, yeah? All right, so we're gonna move into fire and water, and we're gonna keep building on this for next week. From here, step the right foot back to the left. That's it. Fingertips face each other, the palms face the earth. Just kind of smoothing down the subtle body meridians. And we come back to the Taiji Mudra with the sound. Right? And that sound spirals up through the central channel, very similar to when we Om. I got really sweaty. All right, so I'm going to show you guys fire and water. Maybe we'll get into earth. And it's kind of best if you see me do it from the side, and then we'll do it all together, facing forward. I'm drinking nettle tea because I'm trying to be like Milarepa. It's actually pretty good. Okay, so watch me first, then we do it all together. From my mountain, I'm going to turn my left foot out at a 45-degree angle, heel, toe, up into fire. And then that's on the inhale. And then exhale, I move into water. So my back is really rounded. This is monkey form too. And then push back into mountain. Okay, and then I would turn my right foot out at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, rising up, fire. Exhale, pushing into water. Yeah, so we're gonna do it all together. So we open, fire, exhale, water. And your kidneys are right here, yeah? And your heart. And notice what happens with the palms. Also, if you guys ever get a chance to practice water on a beach, it's super cool. Because you're pushing with the waves. And that's the idea, is flow. All right, from our mountain. Do all those little things, yeah? When we align the body, we align the mind. Earthly doors, heavenly gate. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release the mudra. Read the air with your palms. Exhale, step the left foot out, 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise up, fire. Right, like flames coming from your fingertips. Exhale. Flow like water. Step back mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Oh, sorry, everybody. Somebody's asking me for money. Up on the counter. Kitchen counter. No thanks. from our from our mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Release the mudra. Step the right foot out at a 45-degree angle. Inhale. Rise up, fire. And hold it. Let's be here for a breath or two, yeah? Flames extending from your fingertips like a phoenix. Inhale. Exhale, flow like water. Step back, mountain. Let's add a little earth, yeah? Because I think we can. From here, release the hands, turn the palms up. Inhale. Hands come right to your chest. Interlock the fingers. Press up on the exhale. Thumb tips are together, right? So notice that. Press the thumb tips together and then release them. Totally different. That's fascinating. Thumb tips are together. Inhale. Pull the hands apart. Exhale, press out. Inhale. Exhale, extend your fingers so long that you can touch mine. And then inhale, press down like you're rising up. And now, back to the Taiji Mudra. Inhale. Exhale, release. Step the left foot out, 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise up, fire. Nice. Exhale, flame. Inhale. Exhale, flow. That's it. Step back mountain. Inhale. Exhale, release. Read with your palms. Inhale. Exhale, step the right foot out, 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise. Transform. Inhale. Exhale, flow. Step back mountain. Before we go anywhere, connect to that spiritual needle. Right? The energy rising up through you, out the crown of the skull, and also back down through you to the earth. This is the Taurus, right? The energy of the heart, which is the same as the energy of the earth, which is the same as the energy of a black hole. Connect. Inhale and exhale. Release the mudra, drawing earth energy up into the body. Interlocking the fingers. Exhale, press up. Thumb tips together. Inhale. Exhale, pull the hands apart. Inhale. Exhale, press outward. Get some space between your sternum and your ribs, even your spine and your ribs. Inhale. Exhale, expand. Inhale. Exhale, press down. Tai Chi Mudra. We'll do one more, yeah? Inhale. Exhale. Release. Step the left foot out. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful, everybody. Exhale, flow. Step back mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Allow. Turn the right foot out. Inhale, rise. Exhale, flow. Step back, mountain. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, gather. Palm, fingers intertwine. Exhale, press up. Inhale. Exhale, pressing out. Inhale. Exhale, expand. Inhale. Exhale. It's like you're pressing the air down and landing to the earth. Hands come back. Tai Chi Mudra. So I want to show you guys something, and then we'll just sit and chat for a little bit to end. This pressing down, if any of you guys have ever, I'm so obsessed with paragliding, by the way, that's like all I think about. But the way that birds land is like, yeah, that's it, Ken, right? They land like this, pressing down to go up. So I want you guys to think about your kind of relationship to gravity and air. This is much more solid than you think it is. And this is much less solid than you think it is. Okay? And I'm just going to show you something. This fire and water is a martial arts technique. If somebody, I'll show you what it looks like from the side. If somebody were to come to me and try to grab onto my shoulders or my throat, right? Fire, you break that open. Water, you push them away. It works really well. Really, really well. Let's come in and sit for a minute, yeah? So what I'm gonna ask you guys to do is just kind of notice like how you feel, how this thing feels, how this thing feels, how this thing feels. I feel a lot better after the grief and weepiness of this morning and the inauguration, right? But this is how we embody practice, right? The ability to transform and flow when needed, right? This is how we connect, and it's fun, you know. Uh-oh, did I freeze or did you guys freeze?